Right, hey guys, and welcome to my review of Death on the Nile. Now, this is a murder mystery. Very fun film, very interesting, very fun film. A lot of good cast. I mean, just look at the cast. It's pretty impressive, I have to say. Um, like this is they could have even gone all star and just cast all out crazy actors, but they already had some pretty good actors here. Tom Bateman, Annette Bening, Kenneth Branagh, Russell Brand, um, Michael Rouse. Yeah, so many great actors here. Mainly. Wait, why didn't they list Gal Gadot? What? Why didn't they list Gal Gadot here? She's like one of the main actors. So strange that they didn't list Gal Gadot there. But yeah, she's one of the main actresses in this film, and yeah, it's pretty amazing. So this is a murder mystery. It's really cool. It starts off with the story about this guy called Hercule Poirot, who is the investigator who follows this elite group onto a cruise. He has his own backstory, but that's not really what it's about. It's more so about the cruise and how there is this couple, these two guys. These two are a couple initially, and it turns out they were engaged. But this guy ditches his girlfriend, the one in red, and goes after Gal Gadot instead because she's like a duchess, a very rich duchess. So he's seen as sort of a gold digger who ditches the girl in red to go after the duchess. So he ditches Emma Mackey to go after Gal Gadot. And what is Army Hammer's name in this? I forgot his name in this. I'm so surprised the main characters are not in this list. Like it's just so weird. Where is he? Where is he? There we go. Simon Doyle. Right. So Simon Doyle ditches Jacqueline D. Belfort to go after Lynette Ridgway, and that's how the story starts. So Jacqueline de Belfort is actually following them on the cruise, and turns out she managed to get a ticket on the cruise. Wow, so impressive! Despite her having like some intentions to, like she's a suspect from the start, where they believe she has intentions to kill Leonard Ridgway, because she was like friends with her from early on, and she actually spoke to Leonard Ridgway to get a job for Simon Doyle, but Simon Doyle ditches Jacqueline de Belfort to just straight up marry Leonard Ridgway, and the cruise is their honeymoon. So yeah, it takes a very interesting twist. Sorry, I flipped to the Moon Knight review that I have for save for later. So yeah, it actually has an interesting twist here and there, where they try to build up different moments in the story, where they show different motives between different characters, a lot of flair, a lot of fluff, where they actually introduce a lot of unnecessary characters, I feel, just to stretch out the story and to confuse people even more. But I feel that it's a little too obvious at some points that some of the other characters are just not important enough. Like, let me just open up a poster where we have a lot of these people. Let me see. This is a little small. Do you have a bigger one? Okay, anyway, I think this is a decent poster. So if you look at this poster, you see a lot of characters, even the people standing in the balcony up there. You see a lot of these characters, but the ones that are really highlighted for the most part is this girl, the doctor, the maid had some role. The guy who is the gold digger, the Leonard Ridgway, this is Jacqueline de Belfort, the cousin, and then this other girl who's like the daughter of this singer, who's like some accountant or something, and then this guy, the gold digger's mother. Yeah, these are like the main characters. Some of these other characters, like this guy in the back here, and these two ladies, and there were even some other people on the boat. Like no one cares for them, and none of the crew on the boat is ever used as a suspect. They only dare to clean up things whenever needed. Like this guy is not even important in the film. Um, this guy is the detective. Uh, yeah, this guy is the cousin. He's just their cousin, and quite frankly, no reason to suspect him because obviously, he's some Indian guy who's apparently the cousin. Why would we suspect him? The mother is a possible suspect. I was gonna say that yeah, she is a credible suspect, but it seemed to a little obvious at some parts that there's just something very inside going on because of the way the gold digger and Jacqueline de Belfort were in love at the start. It really seemed like it has to do with a plot between a scheme that they had, and it turns out to be reality. So what really happens is the gold digger and Jacqueline de Belfort actually have a scheme to kill off Leonard Ridgway after the gold digger marries her, so that they can actually inherit her, whatever her fortune is, and so then they can escape and they can get married and continue to live their life. But unfortunately for them, what do you call this? Hercule Poirot actually solves the murder, and yeah, it's a very the way he solves it, right? It happens so quickly. He solves it in like 60 seconds. Like he figures things out over a long course of the story, but he tells them like how he figured things out within under 60 seconds, sort of thing. So basically, he tells them that this guy gets shot. The gold digger gets shot. Not really. The gun actually fired was a blank, and the one who fires the gun was Jacqueline de Belfort. So she fires a blank pretending to take revenge on the guy who ditched her. And he pretends to get shot, but actually he takes the opportunity to slip past everyone and go and kill Leonard Ridgway in her sleep, and then gets the gun and loads it with a bullet to actually shoot himself. And yeah, it's really stretched out in some weird fashion the way he gets wounded. It's not to say not believable. It's a fair way to pull the story, but I don't know. It's just strange in some parts, like why they took such a long twist to it. And yeah, it's not as mysterious as we would expect it to be. uh they just stretch it out a little bit, and all of a sudden all the other side characters seem completely irrelevant because none of them are really involved in the murder. They're all there on the ship doing their respective thing, and they all end up being suspects for for one reason or another. But the only people who actually had a hand in the actual murder, it was Jacqueline de Belfort, who is the girl who follows them around like a madwoman. And then what do you call this? Um, the Leonard Ridgway who gets murdered, who's Gal Gadot, and then the husband, the gold digger who kills her. These three are the actual only people involved in the murder. Everyone else are side characters. But some other people do get murdered. The maid gets murdered because the maid has actually seen the gold digger kill his wife, and I believe I can't remember. Someone else gets murdered, but I can't remember who. Uh, yeah, actually, someone else gets murdered. I can't remember who, but it's also quite irrelevant. That murder too. So yeah, it comes to a few of those moments. Anyway, it is a rather long and complex story, but I feel that the main points were just the fact that the murder just revolved around these three characters. It was just these three people, and then Poirot solving the case, and everything else was fluff, and that's how it seemed. There wasn't very much a very in-depth story, because of all the other characters that were built with their backstories. There wasn't really anything leading to them being suspects because you sort of just saw them as fluff from the very beginning, and that was how it felt. For me, I think the story was okay, a decent weekend watch. It has an interesting plot, and the crime solving I felt was not that good. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10 for that, and I think that there were so many better just crime solving thrillers and stories before this, especially that one with what's her name? That was a recent crime thriller. Something knife. Knife. Oh wait, hang on, let me look it up. Yeah, this one, Knives Out. Knives Out is so much better. Knives Out is definitely a much better film than Death on the Nile. But Death on the Nile, nonetheless, was just fun little film to watch. And I think a 3 out of 10 is fair to say because it's okay, it's nice, but it's not really that interesting because, as I said, a lot of things that happen is just for fluff, and it seems very narrowed down to a few characters as suspects. And you do start questioning little things, but then it becomes too obvious that the people who were suspected from the start are the real murderers. It is gonna be the crazy woman. She was always crazy. This turns out that the gold digger was just as crazy as her. And you can sort of suspect him from the very start, because if he obviously ditched his fiancee to marry her, he's already a bad guy because he's clearly a gold digger. He wants her money, right? And what's there to say that there's no reason that he's just pretending to be to have ditched her, when it could have just been a plot all along between them to kill the rich woman. And turns out that is truly the case. That was what really happened. And so yeah, it's a little bit too obvious for me. I felt they could have really used the side characters a little more. But yeah, they really kept it just between these three. Regardless, the performances were fine. The story and the music was okay, cool, interesting. Nothing too amazing. No real ingenuity or anything very impressive. Even the way the murder was committed was just so weird. Like he had to shoot himself in the end, faking the first shot, and then the main way that Poirot solved the crime was because the blood splatter on the handkerchief that he had used to wipe was actually paint that was being used. And his mother was the one that was doing the painting, and her paint was stolen from the start. And it is really weird why the paint was stolen from the start. Wait, not this guy's mother, actually. Yeah, it's not this guy's mother. The mother lady, this mother lady, is this guy's mother, the one behind her. This guy who is like a good old friend of Poirot or something. Yeah. So anyway, some weird side characters and whatever. So anyway, that's it from me. I didn't really enjoy this. I think it's just a fun little weekend watch. So don't really waste your money if you want to go and get a CD or watch in the cinemas or whatever. Just don't, please. Thankfully, it's too late. Because I do believe that it's no longer in cinemas. So let's just wait for it to come out on TV and then check it out. But nonetheless, fun, short, but Nice Out. Nice Out is just twice the film. Knives Out is so much more fun, so much more interesting, and really has a better story, a truly better story. So if you guys haven't watched Knives Out, I really suggest you do watch that instead, because yeah, it's really cool. So yeah. Anyway, that's it from me for this one. Take care.